Welcome to the Mo Chatta Show with Big E.
Welcome to our first podcast. This is the Mo Chat and Big E podcast.
First ever podcast.
Ever.
Here
we go.
Never done one before either.
And listen, hey, the PBR's in town.
Yeah, PBR, and we got a couple guys riding in the one at the expo too. Mm-hmm. What are you guys riding in over there?
Well, it's the bull riding, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Is it the American Finals rodeo?
Yeah,
Is that what it's
ACR.
ACR?
Mm-hmm.
Because you rode Thursday and Friday, and you're riding again today?
Yep.
And then you guys, you bring in the stock for that? I don't know. What do you guys do? I don't know exactly what you guys do for that.
They're shit talkers.
We're a little later in our career. I used to ride bulls. He fought bulls. Now we judge.
Yeah, I heard you guys had a pretty good story about how you guys became best friends. Something about a hug or...
Well, we become best friends a long time after our
after
first.
that, but I really didn't like him at the moment.
We had a lot of the same mutual friends, but
Yeah.
we got to know each other at a PBR. I was riding, he was fighting bulls, and I had one that was pretty mean. And he's doing his job to step in, pick up the bull, and I'm trying to get away. We just happened to
Zag at the same time.
zag at the same time. And
Hugged.
had
Had
our
a
first
proud
moment.
moment.
And there was just a moment there. It was either him or me, and I went ahead and just eased him into the bull so I could continue my run. And maybe a year later we met again and became friends.
Yeah, how's that reunion?
I've been holding resentment for 15 years. I can tell you.
Did they make a movie about it?
Do what?
Did they make a movie about it?
What was it? Somebody
Not
That's awesome.
Oh, that was awesome.
The good thing about it is, first, let's introduce who we have here, right? I mean, I'll start off, I've been friends with him a long time. His name's Venn Johns. He's got a resume on this thing longer than probably your girlfriend.
List of ex-girlfriends, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done a lot.
Very
so
short. I don't
let's go ahead and figure out. Let's go ahead and start talking about the resume. So go ahead. We got a gymnast. We got freaking like a 75-degree black belt or whatever it's called.
You're a black belt too?
We got two different ones, yeah.
I told you something crazy. So we
Start
got
talking a little less shit.
American Ninja Warrior. We got. Go ahead. Tell us about what you got. Just start from the top.
So I'm Olympic level gymnast for about 10 years, 11 years. Then went to mixed martial arts because martial arts has always been like one of my favorite things besides gymnastics. And then from there started riding bulls and somehow turned into being a half-assed professional doing it. And been doing that for 20 years. And in the meantime, got picked up on American Ninja Warrior, so did that a couple times, actually 3. And then I opened a gym because there wasn't a gym in town that had the equipment, so I built one. And then now we're doing stunts. So the stunt world.
You got us to the action stuff and the stunts, and I've seen some footage of you rolling in a car.
It's a car crash clinic.
Yeah.
And the guy that was teaching it was the very first guy that ever ran up the General Lee and jumped it back in the 70s.
No shit.
So he's like the king of car crashes.
How did you get from being an Olympic level gymnast? You did that in college then?
Yeah, I actually was my grandparents, I don't know if they didn't trust me or what, but they wouldn't leave me home alone. So
They for sure didn't trust
you? No.
So they had me going to this daycare center, man, and
I don't like being home alone with you either.
I second that.
All right, we're all scared to be alone with you.
So it's a theme. It's a theme in life. Don't be home alone with Larry. So they sent me to a daycare center. In this daycare center, we would go to different activities through the summer, and one of them was gymnastics and one of them was karate, and it was kind of a toss-up. And they said you had to pick one or the other, and so I picked gymnastics at the time, and started doing gymnastics, and made it the junior national team, and went on the senior national team, and then should have went to the '96 Olympics, but decided to get married instead.
Yeah.
We grew up so different. I didn't even realize it. Like, you talk about your background. Successful parenting for me as a kid was my mom would lock me out of the house at 8 in the morning. And she would unlock the door at about 7 at night. And if your fucking kid come home, you're a good parent.
You're a good parent.
That's awesome,
exactly.
So you went from being the American, you got in black belt and was it karate? Was
Jiu-jitsu.
that jiu-jitsu?
Well, yeah. So after I got out of college, I actually quit college 2 years in. Had a full scholarship at OU, and I don't regret it. But I quit because at the time you couldn't go to the Olympics. You could, but you couldn't go to the enough events that were in that. It was USGF.
To like
what it was
qualify?
called. Yeah, so you have to go to these events, but because I was on a scholarship, I had to go to the college events, and that was overlapping, and so I wasn't
That makes
able
sense.
to make it. So it's like, well, I don't like school anyway, so
Yeah.
I'll just quit.
One of those female gymnasts, they go to the Olympics and then they'll come back. One girl went to Auburn and Sloan Biles is talking about going to college. I'm like, that ain't fair.
Well, now they're making money.
Cheaters.
Like, college
it's
college
different.
athletes are making
Yeah.
freaking all kinds of money.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And, so
So after you got done with that, I mean, you got a black belt or what?
well, so when I got married, I got divorced, and when
Just
I got
want to beat
divorced,
everybody up.
Just
I
with the
needed
training.
I needed some outlet, so I didn't go to jail. So I started doing karate, and ended up working for him and then fighting for him. Like I was an IT guy too, so I'm still an IT.
Have
guy.
you guys ever got to watch him fight?
No.
I have. I've watched him fight many times. It's pretty
The
crazy.
first time I ever watched him fight was in Woodstock, Illinois. We got kicked out of the bar. I think our tab was $1,400 that night.
It was a good one.
And we had him convinced that this bush was talking shit. And somehow he's naked. And you think, hey, a naked guy, you beat up a bush. No.
No, he lost.
No,
He lost.
this bush.
Kicked his ass.
It didn't work.
That's
I remember I had to
great.
get up off the ground a lot from trying to kick that thing, but it just kept moving.
At one point, somebody yelled, just tackle him.
Mother Nature is undefeated.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no
You
shit.
kind of turn in with the gymnastics and the karate. You just kind of
Yeah.
turn into the American Jackie Chan.
That was at a point of our friendship where I was like, I think I can take this guy.
I don't give a shit what belt he's wearing.
That's
Matter of fact, he ain't even wearing a belt. Idiot.
the good.
I mean, that's the best way to fight, fight naked, fight naked.
He had to
Listen, I ain't fighting nobody that's naked. I promise you.
Right.
Exactly. Nobody wants to fight.
No, I'm out.
There we go.
I'm out.
Might be a little crazy, And he's
Nobody
like
wants to
naked.
fight him, but it would blow your mind how many people show up to watch. It started with 3 of us, and I think there was 4 people.
Now we got an idea for a new fight league. The naked UFC.
No, I'm out. Another person we have, and we'll get back to a lot of the stuff that he's done, is Wes Baker. I mean, he's a old bull rider. He's like 6'4".
6'4".
Upside down.
He's big.
Upside down.
On my back.
I set that up, man.
Hey.
I got you, man. I got
You
you.
rode in the PBR?
Yeah.
Because that's how you guys met?
I would go anywhere where there was money and just. No, I wasn't loyal to nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still one of those guys that worked a Monday through Friday job, plan it out. I think I never had the balls to just give up and go, and I wanted to know there was a paycheck coming in from somewhere.
Yeah.
Meaning I didn't ride that good, so I wasn't willing to risk it.
So that's a good question. So so these PBR guys out here, is that their full-time job? Is that just from sponsorships or stuff that they have? And another person we have too is Cory Durham. So these guys are judges now. And like I said, they have a long resume, and that's something that Big E and I have been wondering about because, I know we see these guys every weekend or every other weekend when they ride, and it's just we see all the stuff on their vests. Is that like they just travel all the time, or do they have like full-time jobs on the side or what?
I would say the majority of them have a full-time job. It's in the exception in any sport. There's kind of those outliers that you can even see at a young age where you're like, oh, that kid's going to be something special.
Right.
And people will jump behind them, probably even their family.
Yeah.
But
And it just depends on the level. Yeah, like those guys on the belt for tough. A lot of them, that's all they do is just bull riding.
Gotcha.
I'm a UFC fan.
Yeah,
I
for
watch
sure.
sports. And when they do comparison stuff, the only thing that I get mad when I watch podcasts or anything is what they don't show is on the bull rider. Yeah, you're riding for money, but you're paying an entry fee. You're paying your
Yeah.
fee, so you're already in the hole before
Makes
you
sense.
get there. And if you don't win any money, you're
Yeah. Because that's unlike any other sport. You show up for any other professional sport, baseball, football, UFC, I'm assuming, I don't think they have to pay an entry fee, but
Yeah.
all those, they just show up and get paid and play, and you guys actually have to pay an entry
Whether they
fee.
win or
Well,
lose.
That's
Yeah,
pretty,
well,
that's pretty crazy. They still make, I mean, at that level especially, they still make you guys pay
Well, and
an
the other
entry fee.
shitty part about it's you can do your job. It's one of the only places you can do your job and not get paid still. Like if they're paying out 10 spots and it goes from 90 down to 80 and you're 79 and you're 11th spot.
Oh,
you
wow,
get
that's
money.
true. Yeah.
So now
And-
you haven't won money and you've lost money and
That's
you've done
where
your job.
guys like us
Yeah.
went from having a lot of friends
Yeah.
to when you get on the judging side, you don't really have a lot.
Yeah.
They're your friends until you either disqualify them or you didn't mark the bull.
I
Right.
won't say any names or where we are. We just had a deal a few weeks ago. One of the bull riders wasn't happy with his score and wanted to kind of get confrontational about it.
Really?
But nobody did him wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you're only as good as your dance partner. Your bull is your dance partner.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You can only work with what you got.
Right.
Right.
And he felt cheated. He wasn't, but
So does that happen a lot? Does that happen a lot for you guys? Like, so basically, like being judges and stuff. I mean, I've been around it. Luckily, going and watching Venn. And I was talking about it with Cory. It's a tough job. I mean, because obviously you have bull points is what we're going to get into. But I've seen so many people get pissed and yell, and like when even at the PBR, the highest level, somebody rides, and hell, me and Big E was thinking, oh, that's got to be a 90, and they're like a 78.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, do you have a lot of those riders? Do they just get pissed, or after you all the time, or are they pretty accepting?
in my experience, most of it is guys that I've had friendships or relationships with.
Yeah.
That the guy that I don't know that doesn't know me might give me a scoff.
Right,
But they're not gonna
right.
say anything. I mean, my neighbor, they're like my family.
Yeah.
Their son was my traveling partner for years. I had him at 7.9 on a bull.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And I just hear this lady nonstop in the stands. You fucking suck, you fucking piece of shit. I'm like, I say throw this lady out, and we get to a point where I turn around and it's my fucking neighbor. Because it's her son, and she's like, fuck you, piece of shit. I mean,
Oh, we were friends.
I ate Sunday dinner over there. I didn't go over there on Sunday.
I literally had a guy 799. I still had to give him a thumbs down. And I got
Jeez.
heckled by that so much.
That's
Listen, I want to
On
bring.
the back.
I want to bring that up. One time you were judging, I think we were at Cowboys in Oklahoma City. Venn rode 8 seconds. You had him at 7.9 something. I was pretty pissed off about that. I was going to jump over the thing, but I was so excited, and I looked up, and we watched the replay. You're right. But, I mean, I didn't want to admit that. I still had him at about
We didn't have a review
8,
button.
9, but we didn't have a review.
But part of being a judge is you, if you choose that route, it's because you have a love for a sport.
Yeah.
You want to stay involved.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is the most.
You gotta be able to take criticism.
Yeah, for sure.
Thick skin.
Especially nowadays with social media.
Right.
I mean, it's just like me fighting bulls. I mean,
Yeah.
you miss a gap shot and somebody gets hooked, it gets exploited. And then
Everybody's
it's
like,
just
"Oh,
shared.
don't
Yeah.
Oh, he don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Off of just one video. And they didn't get to see the rest of the bull ride.
Right.
You just have one
one
mess
video
up.
clip, one clip.
And it goes viral.
And it goes viral. And
Right.
it costs you jobs.
Wow.
When I want to get back to that, circling around what you just said, but about I just had to touch on it. It's kind of crazy that judging and stuff, like people you know best could take it out on you the hardest. Like you said, someone you don't know could scoff at you, but someone you thought was like family could just literally rip your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's
And,
what I
like,
pride
get
myself in on trying to be a good judge. Is I don't care who owns the bull. I don't
Exactly.
care who's sitting on it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Because we have friends.
Yeah, and most of these guys you
some
know,
of our
right?
best friends own bulls. And
Yeah.
I tell them that he's my best friend. I don't care if that bull has a great day
Yeah.
or a horrible day. I'm going to mark that bull for what he is, not
Yeah.
for the brand or the name next to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Or because it's your friend. And that's how
Or
it
what
should
you
be.
saw him
sure.
do yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you might be around them.
Yeah, that's true,
You know
too.
what they're supposed to do, but that day they didn't do it.
Yeah, and speaking of judging and twos, I love it because we get to the riding aspect and we get to the judging, and both you guys have been in that industry. But so for the people that don't know the judging portion of it,
Yeah.
so when you have the bulls,
Guilty.
there is there's a bull that's ranked, right? Then they have points coming in. How does that?
Yeah,
Like, how do they know? Like, okay, this bulls are ranked this and this is this point or
Yeah,
whatever.
because coming from me too, I probably know the least about all this at the table easily. But like my buddy Jeff got me into it and took me to some rodeos, and I'd go out and watch him ride private sessions and stuff. And so I learned, from him. But we go to like a PBR event or anything like a rodeo, and I just see a score, like 0 to 100 is the score possibility.
It's 1 to 25 for the bull.
Well, and that's what I did,
25
and that's
for
what, like from an outsider perspective, I'm like, oh, he just got best out of 100. But then you guys were telling me earlier, I'm like, how do you get to 100? What is it? Is it just like, that looked pretty good? That's an 80.
Yeah.
Or like, what is the
Main level is you got, we'll say 2 judges.
Mm-hmm.
He's given 1 to 25 for the bull. I'm giving 1 to 25 for the bull.
Those combined
and
for
then
half the
rider,
score?
yeah, and then the rider's getting 1 to 25 for his ride.
Okay.
So like, say I'm 43 points, he's 42 points. That's where your
85 comes from.
Oh,
And
okay.
so what do you guys? So that's where that final score comes from. You both basically get 50 allotment points.
Mm-hmm.
50 scale, 25 bull, 25 rider. You're 25, 25. You combine them.
Yeah.
So what for like the bull? What are you guys looking at? Out of that 25, is it just a blanket? He looked pretty ranked today. Which rank is like? What? How would you describe rank? If it's like just the ferociousness of the bull, or
difficulty level, like
yeah.
You want me to break down the categories?
Yeah, great. Yeah.
There's 5. I mean, in the competition, bulls through fraternity calves, which they'll start out at yearlings, 2-year-olds. Then we'll go to 3-year-old riders.
So a
and
yearling
4-year-old
is
riders.
basically from born until
A
they get 1
yearling
years old.
calf, and they'll put a dummy that probably weighs around 8 pounds.
so you're winning
2-year-olds a
that
little
calf
heavier.
in
Yeah.
about 8 months.
Mm.
So those
Pulling him off
calves.
his mom, he's got about
Yeah.
4 months.
Yeah.
And
He's
after that,
eating feed and stuff. He's not on his.
so after that first year, he's not a
Dummy
yearling anymore. He's a dummy
Yeah,
calf.
after his first year, he's no. You can buck them at yearlings.
Oh, really?
Oh, I
And
didn't.
they
Okay.
have a 2-year-old class
Okay.
with dummies, which they only buck for 4 seconds. So you judge the
Oh,
bull
okay.
for 4 seconds.
I gotcha.
3-year-olds and 4-year-olds are with rider bulls. That's 8 seconds. But the categories is you have buck, spin, degree of difficulty, intensity, and kick.
I got it. Didn't know that.
On a
Oh,
scale,
yeah,
of
yeah,
you break
yeah.
those 5, 1 to 5.
I got you.
It could be with the
In
with
less than
regular
20
bull-
seconds, you gotta do all this.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
4 seconds.
I
Yeah,
can't
4
math
seconds.
that
Like him,
fast. I need a judge.
What just happened? Did he spin?
You have to break it down within 2 seconds of putting your
Yeah.
score.
And
on
that's
the
just
pad.
the bull.
Yeah.
That's just
That because whenever I'm at and I'm sorry to distract, but whenever I'm at a PBR event at the BOK Center, that's tonight. We're not sponsored by PBR, but it's tonight 7:00 BOK Arena.
That's right.
Awesome. But you see it, and then like within a couple of seconds, the score flashes up. So you guys got to take. And we haven't even got to the rider yet, but you guys got to judge all that on the bull of him being out there for maybe 8 seconds.
Mhm.
So you don't even have like an
No, a
hour's
lot of
worth
times,
of.
like last night was a classic event. Corey judged that. You might see 1 second.
Yeah.
If the guy
You might
bucks
see a
off,
half
and the guy
second.
bucks
Boom,
off,
it's
that's when
over.
it. That's when it stops, and you've got to judge that bull. off
Oh,
what
So
you
all
see.
that you guys judging just comes from years and years of experience with these animals and seeing them do what they do. And
It's changing. Like I think the PBR is doing it right. I'm not. The PRCA is changing a little bit. You got your stock score, and then you've got your rider score, which is different now. But I love how the PBR does it. You might have a 15-point bull, but you were the best bull rider on that bull.
Dominated.
I could still score you a 24 or 25.
really,
I like the old way.
Oh, I
of
gotcha.
still, you're only as good as your dance
Yeah, yeah.
partner.
No, that's true though.
You
Yeah.
can only be what that bull gave you, and then some with what you did with the
Right.
ride.
and what do you judge the riders on? Is it like balance, form?
Form, control of the bull,
And
are
then
you
you
behind?
dominate the bull.
Yes. Are you
So
dominating?
is there 5 categories for the rider too, or is it just kind of
No,
overall
just the
performance
bull,
ranked
just
on?
performance.
When it
Yeah.
comes to that, yeah.
Like if you just ride the bull match for match,
Yeah.
you're kind of wherever that bull ended up. That's kind of where you are with that bull. But if you're spurring the bull, you're in control. You do everything. Well, you got to ride that rider more because he made the most out of what that bull could give him.
And if
Yeah.
that rider hangs off on the side for 5
Long time,
seconds,
yeah.
you want to mark that rider
It makes
lower
sense.
than the bull.
That was my next.
Maintain,
Yeah.
like central balance.
Well, that was
Spurring
yeah.
them? Are they actually like kicking the bull, or what are you like spurring them? what is that? Cue?
Yeah, and it's not hurting them or nothing.
Yeah,
You're
but-
just showing to the
Yeah,
judges
it's
that,
kinda
hey,
showing
I've got
shit,
complete
yeah.
control.
Yeah.
He can't buck me off. I
Right.
can do a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
so
what's
it's kind of
yeah.
that way of like, you know, shooters touching basketball or like a baseball swing or.
So
you
when he
know.
broke down the guy hanging off on the side, when you were talking about rank a term, we always called that the day money drag. As a bull rider, you are just keeping your hand in the rope. You know you're not going to get a good score, but you want that qualified ride to get on the board to hopefully make some money.
Make some money.
So when you say rank two bulls, so how do you get a bull to be ranked? So what's the process
rank,
like?
yeah.
So do they have to buck off so many riders per? I mean, how does that bull become
You
a
can
high
have a
rider?
bull that's not good and buck off a rider.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make him rank.
Oh, okay, I got
It's
you.
all those 5 categories that he
As long as
explained.
it okay, that's the
Yeah.
whole deal.
And it,
But to get to that bull, I mean, it all comes back to the genetics and the bloodlines,
Yeah.
the lineages.
Yeah,
of-
and that's what I
and
want
the
to know.
training,
Yeah,
the feeding program. There is so much that goes in.
it's an athlete.
Oh, yeah.
It's an
Yeah,
athlete.
Yeah.
it is.
The
You know,
word-
professional athletes eat right. They train
Yeah.
right. They do
Yeah.
the same thing with
Yeah.
these bulls.
The word
They exercise
rank
them.
maybe gets used and abused. I've
Oh,
been
gotcha.
judging
Right.
before where the
That
bull
bull's
ain't too
rank.
good.
And then
Writing my score down, and I got a cowboy standing next to me, and he goes, "Boy, that bull was rank," and I'm like,
You're like, no. Well,
I got
"What are
you.
you watching?"
Yeah, that
bud?"
bull's a 10.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but the seasoned guys that have been around, you don't even have to say rank when you see a good one.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
for
almost
sure.
Keep your mouth shut and look at each other like,
Oh yeah. Well, it's crazy too, especially it's like with this cattle and stuff in general. Like with my girlfriend and her family, they decided to just start ranching. Right, never did ranch my life, and they're learning that whole process about what to feed the cattle, how to treat the cattle, how to. I mean, it's a full process of, and it's crazy how much you have to do it. You know what I mean? It's like, and then now learning that aspect of it. I mean, I've been around Venn obviously a long time, but seeing so let's say you're fixing to go ride. What's like how do you get in that zone, or what's your like preparation for something like,
Yeah,
all right, this is what it is.
Throw back a handle of vodka or something. Or you guys like to get a little whiskey.
Well,
Well, we'll drink to that.
Twisted Tea.
Twisted, hey, we're not sponsored by Twisted Tea, but we love it.
Yeah,
we love
like,
it.
you guys prefer to go into that? Like, it's, I mean, I know it's your job, it's a profession. Like, stone cold sober, or do you, I need a shot of whiskey before I get on there? Because that's a beast. Like, it's an animal. It's the size of a F-250, you know?
Yeah, I mean, some of them are the size of dinosaurs. I got all last night.
times have changed now. I mean, I don't know that you were asking him, but even
Everybody.
when I rode, we used to travel together. I've been done for 10 years now. It's a sport now of athletes. I know nothing about that because
Yeah.
I wasn't using that method when I rode.
Yeah,
bulls.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Now we are definitely old school.
So to basically get on, hold tight, and
Well,
figure out what
I mean, I
it's
won't
got.
lie to you. The last couple of years I rode, I would want to have a couple of drinks just to calm my nerves because I knew I was at the end. I'm like, oh, I really want to be here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yes, yeah. So what's your process, dude? Like,
you know,
what's
being whatever 20 plus years doing this shit,
yeah,
I've tried everything.
right.
Yeah.
I have been the perfect athlete. I've had the perfect nutrition. Whatever, I've done
Yeah.
all the things, worked out, yada yada.
I mean, you're 90 and still chiseled. I mean, that's you know what I mean, and riding bulls. So I mean, it's pretty good, and you got abs.
Hey,
I mean,
you
yeah.
try to be somewhere with him when a girl says, "Hey, you're younger, buddy."
I mean, Cory probably knows that situation too. With
Right.
aunts and nieces. Anyway, I've got there have been many times where I've gone out the night before or whatever and acted like a fool, and barely make it to the event. Still, either maybe inebriated or not, or hungover like hell, and you be 88 points, and then I would be perfect, go to bed early, get plenty of sleep, get up, stretch, do all the stuff during the day, make sure I'm rested, and then fall off.
Yeah.
So what I say is, you train through the week, and you do your exercises, you do your training with you're either getting on bulls, you're getting on horses, you got drop barrels, you got all this equipment that you can use that's kind of specialized for bull riding.
What's
And
a drop barrel?
it's basically a 55 gallon.
Pogos?
No, they don't call that one a drop barrel, but it's similar as far as it's a barrel, and then you've got a piece of pipe that's kind of going up the back side of it, and then it's got a spring on it, and so a guy can get behind it and kind of
Almost
buck
like
it.
a teeter-totter.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I got
And
you.
you sit on top of it, and you make your bull moves, which there's not many bull moves, but it's whenever he comes up in the front. If you're sitting on your ass, then you're going to be right there on his ass when he decides to kick, which means you don't have any choice but to go forward and get dashboarded.
So if you're on your ass and the bull's about to kick with his back legs, that's a bad place to be.
Yeah, you don't
want to be up when his ass is down.
I mean, there's like a spot about this big on his back, and that's your sweet spot. Like, you just want your hips and your ass to be in that area at all times.
Can you feel that sweet spot when you get on him in the chute?
Or is that first jump out?
Yeah.
Guys that take forever in the chute to try to get ready, as soon as they open the gate, you've lost that spot.
Yeah.
So you've got that first jump. That's when you find, and you're fighting for that the entire
You're fighting to try to get back to that spot.
I mean, that's what we say, like, win every jump. Like,
we have guys come up to where I
back.
live at that start riding bulls, and you
Makes
can't
8 seconds.
explain it. I've never been able to explain it. You will find a feeling once you've got on enough bulls where you feel weightless. It feels easy. And whenever you can find that, that's what makes bull riding fun and easy. When you feel like you're fighting the entire time and you're behind, that's what makes bull riding hard.
Yeah, you're fighting to get back to that spot.
Like he was saying, it's like when you're dancing with them and you're in that sweet spot, that means all the laws of physics don't apply to you.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense
Kind
completely.
of call it like being in the rocking chair.
Well,
It's just,
I didn't know how to explain it. We've got a kid that comes up. Well, he's not a kid. He's 22. And he was having trouble. He had the trick. He had the grip for it. And he goes, well, how do you know when you're there? I said, it feels orgasmic. And he looked at me and he goes, well, what's an orgasm like? And I'm like,
it's orgasmic.
I didn't use the right terminology. Well, he started riding bulls, and he got on one that bucked pretty good, and he rode him, and we were just running gate for him, helping him out, and he goes, oh, I get it now, that felt orgasmic, it's a feeling I can't explain.
Right. Yeah.
It's like a natural high.
You got
Yeah.
it, yep.
Well, another thing too is like I know a lot of people like have asked me and stuff whenever we were watching. I mean, multiple bull riders, but with Venn is do y'all wear a cup?
Hell
Like a
no.
baseball cup or a soft cup, or is it just like full fledged? Like
The beanbags is getting.
Hey, this is where we're going to be honest with each other. I don't wear underwear. There was always.
I knew I was smelling something.
There was always a pair of sliders in my gear bag.
Oh, when you
Because
ride, I got you.
Hey, I'm 38. Never had kids. I may not even be able to have kids, and that could be because of bull riding. I don't know.
And that's the question.
I wore sliders and underwear.
Did you?
Just because for fighting bulls,
Yeah.
I'm taking
Oh,
shots.
yeah.
I want a little bit extra clothing in
Yeah.
case I get stuff ripped off of.
Now here's the thing: I could see Venn not wearing fucking, sure not wearing boxers or sliders.
Well, you're
wear
going
underwear,
off
sir?
of stuff we
Official
know
clothes?
about.
That's true. I'm
Just
glad I
happy
started
to
with
wear
that.
pants when you're-
I'm glad he showed up in clothes today.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I thought he was just going to show up with his belt buckle. That's what I'm saying. I've seen him more. I've known him for 20 years. I've seen him more times naked than in the club.
When
You
you
know
were
what I mean?
asking, talking about like the post and barrel, that's actually how we met.
Really?
We had a mutual friend when I turned 18 and got my pro card and started going. It was with a mutual friend, Paul. Well, Paul lives here in Owasso, and he had a bucking machine. Well, we would meet for practice. That's how me and Ben met.
Oh, that's cool.
Get on and stuff. I don't know. I thought he was a douche for the first 2 years I knew him.
Everything's changed. Nothing's changed.
Hey, don't talk about my friend like that, man. What friend is it? You're talking about my friend. No, I'm joking. No, I agree. I thought the same thing too.
But no, he was cool there, and then you'd see him out somewhere, and he'd have his nose up. I'm like, fuck this dude.
That's a gymnastics.
That's a gymnast in him.
Then we hit a point where we were going
Like
like
this
this
all
stuff, close enough. And how many years did we travel together? Quite a few.
I mean, it was at least 8,
Yeah.
probably.
And then we turned into brothers.
Yeah.
Like, who's this guy rolling up this Ford Flex?
Hey, don't forget the horns on the
Yeah,
front.
that's what I said with the horn.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ford Flex.
You guys are going to get a first on your first podcast where I'm going to admit something to Venn. Are you ready for
Oh,
this?
shit.
Oh, I know.
Okay, I'm ready. Is this something that we should write down, or is this
No,
something? Okay,
I'm gonna
no.
go from the heart. here.
Okay, I love it.
So,
Hold on. Can I feel like I know what he's gonna say.
Oh.
Can I write it down?
Yes, you
and
can.
See if
Yes,
that's
you can.
what it is?
Yeah. Write it down first. Here you go. Here's the
Right
thing
here?
right here.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Write it down first, and we'll see if we can match it.
I said I was gonna go to my grave.
Oh,
this.
so this is one of these.
I'm doing this for you guys on your first
I love
podcast.
it.
Hey,
You know what?
if you write it down, then I'll.
Yeah.
Cherry.
Listen, hey, this is what me and he wanted, right? I mean, all of us are friends, and this is stuff that
Well,
we
this
wanted.
is Vince. Ben knows I know what he's writing down, and he knows in his heart it was me the entire time. But I'm about to give him the real truth.
And so I have.
All right, so listen.
You got a confession. I have it written down what Venn thinks it is.
All right.
So we're gonna see if it
Let's
matches.
see it, Wes. What you got?
You ready?
You ready?
Big moment here.
Do I need another
No,
drink?
listen. This
Yeah,
is
we need another drink.
Hey, listen. Here's the deal. This is a full.
Y'all need another beer?
confession.
This has been I've been retired for 9 years, so this has been 11
Damn
years
decade.
ago. 11 years ago.
So this is a long.
Dude, I thought you were like 21, bro.
I'm about to be 38. Man.
I love
How old are you?
I'm older than that.
Yeah, how old's your younger
The thing
friend?
is, I don't know who watches your show, but I'm gonna take my big daddy moment.
it. Come on, baby.
Feel-
Come on, baby.
I can feel invisible.
Come on, baby. All right, listen. Hey,
You got that Frankenstein from Big Daddy.
should we have an intro? Do we have like? All right, listen. Hey, here's my deal. Do you think that he has it right? Let's just go with it. Do you think Ben has it right?
I think he has it right because Cory was like, yeah, that's it.
Corey let it out. All right, come on. Let's hear it.
So, if any of your local listeners are native to Oklahoma or Texas, January is a cold son of a bitch, ain't it?
Yes.
It is cold.
So we decide to slip off down to Texas to get CBR points on a Friday. That I'm on cue for this. So ride in Fort Worth on a Friday, come back to Oklahoma City, catch a plane to Hobbs, New Mexico.
Yep.
We get done riding. Vince goes, flight's not till in the morning. Let's just go to the bar and have a few drinks. I was like, okay.
6 a.m. in Oklahoma City.
After a bad Mexico trip, I cannot drink Jose Cuervo.
No. Wait a second. What time was it?
The flight was about 6 a.m. in Oklahoma City, and we were in Fort Worth. So
Okay.
my bright idea was, hey, let's go have a couple beers.
That's not
And
bad.
then we can drive 4 hours
To Oklahoma
to the
City.
airport.
Yeah.
Logics.
So we're
Sounds like awesome.
Cowboy
we're
math.
riding
Yeah,
friends.
cowboy math.
Keep in mind, it is 16 degrees outside.
I think he's exaggerating on that. It's about 25.
You didn't sleep outside. We go into this bar. We're drinking drinks. Well, one of our other bull riding buddies bought me a shot of Jose Cuervo. I didn't know it was Jose Cuervo. Touches my lips. I'm yakking. Shoot it. Oh no. I run outside in the back alley, throw up, get my wind, come in. All my friends are gone. Left my wallet in the car, my phone in the car, my coat in the car. Just walking over to the bar to have a few drinks. Nobody's in there. And as I'm in there, the lady goes, hey, bar's closed, you gotta leave. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go back to the car. Venn's at the car. Venn wasn't at the car. I hang out for a while. I'm in a t-shirt, freezing my ass off. People are coming by. Are you good? Yeah, my friend's coming. Got a plane to catch.
Got a plane to catch.
Show up.
Literally, you got to drive out right then.
At a point about an hour and a half later, I was like, this son of a bitch isn't showing up. I'm going to freeze to death and die. So
Not giving a damn about what's happened to me.
I find... Oh, I'm going to tell him what happened. At this point, it's getting scary. I'm that cold. I spent the $50 I took in the bar. I got like $8 left.
And it's wearing off.
I'm going to freeze to death. Everything's closed in the Stockyards. Well, the electrical closet to the Coliseum's open. It is smaller than this podcast room. Way smaller. I get in there. It's just, I'm out of the wind. I'm doing this. I'm like, all right. I'm hanging tough. About that time, a homeless guy with a guitar comes through the door and goes, get the fuck out of here. This is my house. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm freezing. He goes, I live here. Get the fuck out. And I was like, okay. And
One
as I'm
homeless
getting ready
help
to go
out
the
another?
door, he goes, hey, you want to hear a song I wrote?
Oh my god! Kick me out.
Anytime I can buy in this electrical closet
I'm
is
gonna
for
take.
me.
Yeah. Survival.
So he plays his song terrible. The odd story was, he asked me, he goes, hey, what happened? I said, my traveling partner somehow has disappeared and he's got the keys to the car. And he goes, who's your traveling partner? And I said, Ben Johns. He goes, oh, he rides bulls. I know him. I met him up in Kansas one time. I was like, are you shitting me? And he goes, yeah. Well, I live here. And I said, hey, can I hear another song? You're pretty good.
Yeah.
I milked about 5 songs out of this son of a bitch. And he goes, hey, I'm ready to go to bed. You got to get out of here. And I was like, all right, man. So I go to the car. I I'm so mad. Now this is the honesty part. I was so fucking mad. I'm leaning against the car. I threw kind of a heel kick into it. And I was like, well, that felt good. And I turn around and just start kicking the fuck out of his new car. And what
Let's
does the
read
letter
it.
say?
Let me read it. Wes kicked my flex and did in the door. Fort Worth.
Winning! Oh, it gets worse.
That's a good friend. That's a good friend. He just knew it the whole time. Loved him anyway.
Was it just the front door? Or did
I went all around. and at a point,
It's weird how hail damage got inside the car.
The hailstorm came in. It was weird.
people see me. I'm freezing. I cannot fit underneath the car, but I'm cold. I'm like, if I just get underneath it and go to sleep, I'm gonna hear him walk up. If he shows up, I don't even need these anymore.
Did you run him over?
And it's some lady yells, "Hey, there's a dead guy underneath that car." And I said, "I'm not fucking dead. I'm just waiting for my friend." And I know I'm gonna die in this cold weather. So I see an old chuck wagon that's been in the stockyards for 50 years. I was like, I'm gonna have to sleep in this fucking chuck wagon. So I get in this chuck wagon and it's got old American flags, Texas flags. They've used it for parades or something.
Yeah.
Well, I cover up in these flags and go to sleep. So when the sun starts coming up, I didn't realize that this thing is covered in dirt and dust. And I get up. I was like, I made it. I'm not dead. This
I'm not dead.
7 in the morning.
Missed the
And
flight.
the Stockyards Hotel is right there. And I'm like, I'm going in. It's an expensive hotel. I walk in not even knowing I'm covered head to toe in dirt.
Look like a hobo.
I'm playing guitar in the closet.
And I walk into the saloon. And the guy goes, "Hey, can I help you?" And I said, "You guys do breakfast in here?" He goes, "Yeah." And I said, "You got hot coffee?" He goes, "Yeah." And I said, "What can I get for $8?" He goes, "You can get a hot coffee." Okay. They end up having a computer lab in the hotel. So I try to remember my Facebook login. And all I put on my Facebook, if anybody sees Ben Johns, I'm going to kill them, motherfucker. My sister messaged me back. She goes, "What happened?" I said, "He left me in Fort Worth. I have no money. It's locked in the car. We missed our flight. We're fucked." She goes, "Do I need to drive 5.5 hours to come get you?" I was like, "Yeah, start heading this way." Well, I get a message. Somebody goes, "Hey, I talked to Venn. He went home with 2 girls, and they're staying in a Hilton downtown about 20 minutes away." I said, "I'm going to shoot the motherfucker. If I can buy a gun with the $3 I got left from that coffee, I'm going to kill him." 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he shows up in front of the hotel, and I'm covered head to toe in dirt, mad.
Just cold.
And I open the door and he goes, "Somebody dented my car all over." And I was like, he goes,
That's all he's gotta
they're
say.
like big U's. And I said, "Man, it's probably one of them horses that were walking through here and kicked the fucking dent." I was going to my grave with that. I was like, you know what? Fuck him.
Hey, it's out there.
Heel of a bird looks
It's out
just like
there.
a horse.
So this has been 11 years in the making. I'm being honest. Yeah, I fucking did it.
Hey, listen, he knew it. He knew it. He wrote it down. But that's,
Well,
but
I
that's,
believed you for a while.
but that's
I was,
funny
you know,
though. Yeah.
I was just kind of like, well, man, you know, I mean, like, it was here all night. You know, somebody could have just
Left it in
been drunk
Stockyards,
walking by
yeah.
and thought it was stupid.
Now, this
horns
isn't the
on
juice
it.
of the story.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with the juice of the story?
Oh, are you comfortable with
I am
this?
comfortable with the juice of the story.
We can always end it out later.
Here's what I'll say. The good thing about it is I want to hear the juice. So that with going on these travel, is going to different rodeos.
And this is just one.
So
Yeah.
this is one. This is one rodeo. So is this a thing? Is this
Well,
a normal?
this went viral. People messaging each other, "Hey, Wes slept in a chuck wagon." People are posting chuck wagons on. I mean, this went on for years.
They should have
They
made.
sold that chuck wagon. They went online to sell this chuck wagon, and I can't even tell you how many people offered to buy that chuck wagon and bring it to my house.
Oh, that was awesome.
And every time we'd go down with like Chance or somebody else, we'd go over there and take pictures in it.
Oh,
Send
really?
them to them.
So,
Be like, hey,
Is that my buddy Chance Davidson?
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
Pancho Villa, but I did sleep in a chuck wagon at our stockyard in January.
So is it a thing though? Is it and then also too, is it like the PBR level? I mean, are those guys? I know some of them are married and stuff, but I'm saying,
Are
maybe
those
I'm not-
guys sleeping under chuck wagons as
Yes, that's my thing. Is that like a thing?
well?
And I-
That's
The
really
elite of
good.
the elite? No.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably more of the guys we were talking about that work Monday through Friday.
Yeah. I got you.
Take off down. I don't think anybody's sleeping in a chuck wagon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the juice? I want to hear this.
Yeah,
juice.
tell me the
Let's
juice.
hear Capri Sun.
Do you want, go ahead, Ben. I want to hear yours first.
I mean, well, I'll lead into it because he really tells the.
I
last part
forgave
of it
you
better.
for leaving me in Fort Worth Stockyards. Do you forgive me for kicking the fuck out of your
Absolutely.
car?
Yeah. No, I don't.
You don't even have that bit.
I know. Now, I would have been pretty pissed if you'd have got a hold of them fucking horns and acted like you were a steer wrestler and broke them off.
No, I got respect.
I would have been upset about
He's
that.
he has way more respect than
Now,
that.
and backstory, I'm one of those guys. Some punk ass kids smashed my mailbox a couple years ago. I'm still not over that. So, if you weren't over that, I get it. Because I do not like personal property being destroyed.
I love
No,
that.
I mean, I've had some fights back in high school and shit where people, hit my car with a bat.
Yeah.
So, like, it's always been a thing with me with my cars. Like, they can't fight back. So, why are you punching my car?
Yeah,
why are you
that's
kicking
right.
my car?
Well,
Some kind of thing.
if I
But-
could give you context, I'm going fucking freak.
But see, because I know what I did and why he was in that situation, I was like, oh man, I don't fucking blame him.
Fair game. Fair game.
Yeah.
But this all happened in 3 minutes. Enough time for me to go outside and view. And for
he's
him to
gone.
leave with two girls and go stay in the
It's
hills.
not like you were out of that bar for longer than a couple minutes.
No, enough time.
I
for
don't
you.
know that to be
Take a
true,
breath.
but I,
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
it can only be
But
true
yeah,
because I don't know.
go ahead with the juice.
We
Go ahead with the
yeah.
juice.
So when I finally got back over there and we got in the car and he's
I don't even want to talk to him.
he's silent. He's giving me the silent treatment, and I'm trying to get my shit around and get it turned on and get the heater going and figure out where we're going, whatever. And I finally get around the corner and I'm like, man, I'm really sorry. And I think
I'm not poor. Have you ever? I mean, I'm not rich, but have you had people from 7 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon walking through a fancy hotel looking at you like you're poor? How did they let
You're
this
literally
guy
out of the dirt.
And he did. I mean, he had dirt on his cheeks, like just.
Like came out of a
He literally
Western.
almost looked like one of those old cartoons where he got bomb blown up in his face,
Gunpowder
Yeah.
all over his face.
Yeah.
Like a Sandlot with a
Yes.
vacuum cleaner
Yes, the
exploding.
vacuum-
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
walked out.
So I
awesome.
just knew it was. I was like, this is my fault. I've already missed the plane. We missed the plane. We're not going to the bull riding. We're, I'm
This
like,
is the start.
Yeah, and on top of all that, you're not going to the bull riding. That's just
Yeah.
the
Oh
other.
no! There's still another bull
so-
riding that night. It's
so
Fort
my
Worth.
thought is, so with all that information, I'm like, okay, we're already in Fort. This is what's going through my head
Yeah.
before I say anything to him. I'm like, well, we're already in Fort Worth. We can ride here again tonight, and we can make it up. So I'm gonna throw an offer to him, and I'm like, hey, sorry, this is my fault. I owned it at the time. I don't think he said anything. I don't really remember. He just was fucking quiet, like not even looking out the window here, just straight ahead, just like, fuck you. And so I said, well, what do you think about us staying tonight? And I'll pay for the
In
hotel.
an actual room.
Yep, I'll get us a hotel room. We'll go take showers. We'll take a nap. Get some rest.
Because he goes, we'll get a hotel and a shower. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
Give for a shower.
Little hot shower. And so I got him talked into it. So we decided to do that. We went and got us a room and got ready. Went out and rode some bulls
Did y'all ride that night?
again that night. Yep. And then when we got
He ain't
done,
over it. He ain't over it. Look at his eyes.
And then
He's
when
still
we-
ain't over it.
when we got
No,
done,
I was still mad. I think you even paid my entry fees that night.
yeah, oh yeah,
I
What
said,
a guy.
I said,
Golly.
nope. I want to go fucking home. And he
yeah,
goes, no, I'll even pay your entry fees tonight. And I said,
Fine.
fine.
Fuck it.
yep.
And so we rode, and we went to the same fucking bar.
But before we left, before we
Which
got
bar?
to the bar,
Yeah,
PRs.
Stockyards, yeah.
It was down there in the Stockyards. I think it was PRs.
Yeah.
Actually, I know it was PRs.
I made him give me the car keys.
Okay, yeah. So we had some stipulations.
Yeah,
We had some
yeah.
stipulations on the evening.
So for the
of-
last 11 or 12 years, we've got a game. It's Marco Polo.
Yep.
If anybody yells anything, and I'm not at a point in my life of that weekend where
Yeah.
women weren't even on my radar.
Yeah.
And we get in this bar, and these two girls walk up. One's cute. She goes for Venn. The other one's an Amazon. Nice lady. Nice lady.
Nice lady.
And they were cool.
So he stood on the third step so he could
And I
talk to her.
she was still taller than me.
Was that the one that the old guy was holding you up?
No,
Yeah.
it's my
Oh, did-
Yeah.
That's about 8 years down the road.
My
He said,
fault,
Venn grabbed me and he goes, hey man, he goes, night's early, we're settling for this. I said, motherfucker, I slept in the chuck wagon. These are nice ladies. Let's just hang out with them.
Hang out at his warm bar.
He goes, I owe you. That's fine. So there was, for me, there was nothing entertaining in that. Just company was good. The bar was warm. I had the car keys.
Keys in hand.
And then at the point, this girl goes, hey, you guys want to come back to our house and party? Are you comfortable with me going into full detail? We get
Hey, listen, Cory knows all the stories, so he's always sitting there and he's like, oh, we're going, something triggers it. He's like, oh, I know this one.
This might be part of where part of it gets like bleeped out.
Yeah,
or,
he's
maybe
edited
who
it,
knows?
so
I don't know. I'll find the words
I don't
to
know.
maybe help you guys out.
We can edit it out later.
whatever.
We get a cab back to these girls' house and this lady's house, and she opens the garage door and there's a brand new Corvette parked in the garage. And I said, "What the?" And it's a nice place. I said, "What do you do?" And she goes, "I sell hearing aids." I go, "Is there money in hearing aids?" She goes,
Business.
"You see my house and my car? Yeah, there's money in hearing aids." And Venn and the girl, her friend, they disappear, and I'm looking at this girl's beautiful home, talking to her. And she's a friend.
warm.
At this point, she's a friend.
Could she hear
It's
you?
warm.
I mean, I've had a few interactions in the last couple of days. It's a homeless guy and an Amazon woman. And the Amazon woman is a nice lady.
Could she hear you?
And she goes, "Are you hungry?" I mean, I don't know. I didn't like that she bent down to talk to me.
She thought you couldn't hear her.
She goes, "Are you hungry?" I said, "I'm starving." And she goes, I said, "I slept outside last night." "Oh, yes,
Some food.
I'm hungry." She goes, "I'll tell you what, you can drive my new Corvette. Let's go to Jack in the Box."
Oh,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah.
And yeah. And she goes, "Hey, go see what they want to eat. And we'll go Jack in the Box. I'm buying." I'm like, "Well, we've really done a 180 from last
Yeah,
I walk upstairs, I'm opening doors, can't find them. I open a door, and there it is.
there it is. Old Jack in the Box. Oh, now we're back.
Okay.
Now we're back.
I'm going to clean it up. We call it level 7. You don't ever go level 7.
Okay.
Ben's laid down in the bathtub. She's standing up. They're going level 7.
Where's Cory going?
I shut the door and I go back downstairs and I said, "I don't think they want anything." And she goes, "You are not driving my car and I'm not buying you food unless you find out what they want." And I said, "Ma'am, you go find out what the fuck they want." So she storms up the stairs and I'm like, "I'm not gonna miss out on this." I follow her up the stairs and level 7's going on, but the people have switched. And she opens the door and slams it, and she goes, "Fuck it, we'll just get them something else." And I said, "Yep." And so I drive her new Corvette to Jack in the Box. I am being very respectful of this car. And she goes, "I'm going to show you how to drive a Corvette. You don't know how to drive a Corvette."
Oh.
Well, she takes off sideways out of Jack in the Box and rips the whole front clip off this.
You sure still go on
And I'm holding 4 drinks and food in my lap. And she goes, "Shit, we've had an accident. Let's call the cops." And I said, "I don't think we should."
I don't think we
I
should.
said, "I think we get this thing home and get it parked in your garage before the cops come looking for us."
Yeah.
And we get there and they're done level 7, but Ben hadn't put no clothes on. And he's playing guitar with no clothes on. And,
In an electrical box.
Oh, that's part of his resume too.
well,
He plays the old guitar.
so I eat my food, go to sleep on the couch. I don't know what happens in the house. I just wake up as the sun's coming up and I find him and I said, "We gotta go.
We gotta go.
We gotta go." And he goes, "Well, should we tell the girls?" I said, "We gotta go." And you gotta go through the garage to leave. And he's like, "Holy shit, what happened to her?"
Corvette went level 7.
And,
Yeah, it did.
Uber wasn't a thing then. So I'm calling cabs. I'm like, "We gotta go."
Oh
And,
my gosh.
We
I
end
love
up running into a ice storm. It takes us like what 10 hours.
The longest drive from Dallas area.
Good.
We hit Oklahoma City, and he goes, "I can't wait to get home and take a shower." I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I haven't showered in 2 days. I feel dirty." And I said, "Did you not take a shower last night?" And he goes, "No, what happened?" What happened?
He took a shower.
As I told him what happened, he goes, "I'm stopping at this truck stop and taking a shower." What does it matter now?
It doesn't matter
What does
now.
it matter now?
It doesn't matter at all.
Oh, I freaking love it.
And as we're
Oh,
pulling into Tulsa, and he's parked, I still got a 45-minute drive. He's like, "I really wish I could find those motherfuckers that dented up my car." I don't know what to
Hope
say.
you find them
it's out there.
too.
It's out there.
Find him too.
It's freaking out there.
Oh,
That's
that's
good.
awesome. That is good. Old Stockyards story. So you had some time probably at the Stockyards too. You
Oh yeah, we got a good story from the Stockyards.
We went down as a group of guys for like a guys' weekend one time for a buddy of ours that just lost a long relationship.
Yeah.
And
It was my dirty 32.
it was your Dirty 30. Yeah, I booked these. It's across from Cadillacs, you know that one?
Yep.
Yeah,
we-
the old
we check
Texas,
in.
Texas in.
Yep.
We,
Oh, yeah.
We match up.
I've actually stayed in old Texas.
The front desk guy goes, "Hey, whoever stayed in your room last night, they took the key with them." I was like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah,
He
what the
goes,
hell is that?
"Well, you
There's
can't
old
get-
school. You had
you
key,
can't get
like-
in your
Yeah,
room.
you can't.
You know.
It's
Yeah,
not a card. It's,
Yeah.
you have to really turn the
Yeah,
key.
but-
I'll be here all night. Just when you need in your room, just come to the front desk. I'll let you in." Oh God, we dodged a literal bullet on this deal. So he lets us in. 2 days later, I see on the news whoever took that key come back and murdered the couple in that room.
Oh my god.
2 days later, I swear to you.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, the guy
Dodged
who
a literal-
had
And that's
the
why
key.
it's closed now.
The guy had the
Yeah.
key. You could
I was
come
wondering
through
why
the
that-
back
I didn't know
door.
that.
He just went to that room, unlocked it, and shot and killed the people in that room.
Damn. I didn't know it. Yeah, I was wondering why I did. I've stayed in it. It's a shit box.
But it's got a hot tub in one.
It does.
In the,
But it's
in
got a
the
hot
last
tub.
room.
But it's right there on the strip.
It is. It's
You can
perfect
just
location
walk in
there.
this.
I mean, that's what's awesome. You ain't got to
Stockyards is
figure
a
it out.
unique.
Yeah,
unique
it's
place.
right
Awesome.
across from Cadillacs.
I like
Holy
Miss
shit.
Molly's. Miss Molly's is great. I said,
Yeah.
you know, like the
Yeah,
doors
but,
in between
but
the.
did it burn down with Cadillacs? I don't know if you
No,
guys knew that.
um,
Cadillacs burned
no,
down.
didn't
it
know
was
that
just
Cadillacs were down
Cadillacs. Cadillacs was the only thing that got
They got
that
burned.
got
And it
burned.
was actually
Oh,
the
really?
back half of it. The inside was just smoke
Smoky,
damage.
yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. It's such a cool place. I mean, it's the cool atmosphere. I mean, you got Billy Bob's, you got the whole
Cobblestone
strip.
streets and
Yeah.
wooden saloon
Yeah,
doors
wooden
on bars,
saloon doors.
and I mean,
It's pretty. It's
Oh, there was
badass.
another fight between me and him. We went down there again for
But bad news down in the Stockyards.
It is. Because you could shoot down there on a Friday and ride, but we ended up pulling a weekend deal there, and a lot of the CBR people, they were like cool, like family. They'd all stay in the Stockyards, just day drink on Sundays. We made the mistake of day drinking on Sunday.
we can go home later. You know, we'll get home Sunday
He
night.
got
It's only a
squirrely,
5-hour drive.
Exactly.
squirrely, and I was like, shit, I gotta drive us home. I gotta work in the morning. So I get his keys. He tells me where he parks, and it's like 5 blocks off the strip. But when I get over there, there's 70 cop cars, tape everywhere. There was a shooting outside the bar. There's dead people outside. And his fucking car is parked still with the
Wrapped
dent,
up in the-
still with the dent
in the scene.
in it.
Good.
I'm in the scene.
This is when the tussle broke out. The
Listen,
doors.
I'm so glad that I wasn't hanging out with both of them. man.
I didn't know how to. I just knew I needed to get home because I had to work the next
Yeah.
morning. And I said, "Excuse me, officer. That's my buddy's car. I need to get it."
I have not been drinking.
Oh, they held up
Right.
the tape and everything for me to drive the
No
car out.
shit.
I go to the bar he was at, park out front, honk the horn, and some lady goes, "He left."
Go straight to the hill.
Oh, I stayed parked on the street, and I'm running in all the bars. I'm like, man. And I finally find him like, get in the car, get in the car.
Was he like a couple bars over?
I went bar hopping. Yeah,
I
just
dabbled in
bouncing.
it.
just
That was awesome.
Oh fuck, that's
And then I get him in the car, and he goes, "Hey, sorry, man, I can't drive." I was like, I'm aware.
Hey, but I wasn't that way all the time. Like that was probably one of the very few times that I was not the driver.
Right.
For the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
part. I mean, like
Oh,
we
you're
always
driving.
shared,
Oh,
responsibilities, but it was
Well, here's the thing.
that was
that's-
definitely one that I was not driving.
It's funny about this because here's another thing that it just makes me crazy think. You know, say you win. I know you could go for $1 million or whatever it is when you win the PBR, right?
Is it $1 million or they raise it because of the?
How much do you like when you win the top of the
think
top
it's
and
same.
you win? Is it $1 million?
Still $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. We go to these big time rodeos and stuff that we're at, and it's like a $10,000 purse or prize or one, and I'm like, these dudes are like getting on, and then I seen half of his face off one time, and I'm like, the prize is like $8,000, and I'm like,
Well, and minus the PBR, people don't realize when you see the flyer or whatever it is on Facebook where it might say 10,000 added. That 10,000 added has to pay a certain amount of holes.
oh, okay.
I mean,
So
you
it's
might-
not just the grand prize. That's added. And
You might win 5,000 because it's going to
Yeah.
pay a 60, 30, 20.
See, I never knew that.
But and part of your entry fee, not at the PBR, but other levels,
Yeah.
your part of your entry fee will go to the secretary. There'll be a stock charge.
Wow,
Say your
I
entry
didn't
fee
know
is $200.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're paying
Maybe 100 of
everybody
it actually goes.
and entering to put more money into the pot.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Oh, that makes sense.
You guys got to pay entry fee as bullfighters?
Only for protection matches or freestyle competitions.
I gotcha.
And so when that's a separate event from the bull riding. Or-
Yes. I mean, it's during the bull ride, but it's a separate.
So, and I know these guys rode bulls in the PBR and rode bulls everywhere, and you bull fought everywhere. But a lot of people say these guys being hard asses riding the bulls, but these assholes in the arena smacking
Saving
the bull in the fucking face, telling it to get out. That takes a lot of balls.
I can't tell you how much credit I would give a guy like him. I mean, we've had fun up there where I live at.
Yeah.
And I don't have it in me to be a bullfighter.
Fuck,
I don't- what's a-
I would never fucking.
What's
do
it?
that.
Is it Cory? What's the bullfighter? The
Cody Webster?
yeah, Cody Webster. I mean, I was talking to him at the time we went up there. We had your documentary and stuff when we were up there at the PBR in Vegas, and just to look in his eyes, like you look at these guys and you're like, dude, he's in a zone because you. And I know it's like a dance thing, like we were talking about, Ben. It's you gotta be there at the right time. You know what I mean? It's like a.
But what did you say earlier? It was like a gap shoot if you miss.
Yeah,
Like, what is all that?
Well,
'Cause
a
you
gap
guys-
shot is basically between the bull and the rider.
Yeah.
You step in between the bull and the rider, get the bull's attention to lead him away from the rider.
Because that's a whole different deal. Because a lot of people that see, like a lot of people that, including me, that go to see PBR when it comes in town 2 or 3 times a year, we see the bullfighters out there and we're like, oh, he's just trying to get its attention. And we don't really understand that there's a whole like art form. Like obviously you got to be
there is.
super
Yeah.
athletic. But a lot of people might just see it as, oh, he's just trying to put his hands up.
And I think it's way different than the bull rider. If you're a bull rider, you're getting on one bull.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
your job. A bullfighter is there
Every bull.
every bull. I'm like, Cory said, you could have the most fantastic night of bullfighting of your night, and then you have one
yeah.
one bad little hiccup, and that's what.
Everybody
Gets
remembers.
exploded.
Well, what kind of training and stuff do you go through? Like, how does one start the path of like a bullfighter? Like, you just like, I don't want to ride bulls anymore. Or I don't even want to ride bulls, but I just got this adrenaline going through me. I need to get out.
Man, I mean, like I started in a practice pen, and then I went to a bullfighting school. And it's just getting in front of cattle.
Where's that
Getting in
bullfighting
front
school at?
of- there's multiples. I went to Sankey's Pro Rodeo up there in Rose Hill, Kansas,
Shout out to Sankey's.
a long
And
time
I don't
ago.
Yeah.
know how you felt about it. I wanted to bring that up a long time ago when you guys were talking about the drop barrel
Oh, yeah.
and all that. For me,
Bring a big circle back.
the only thing that you could really get good practice on was getting on live bulls.
Good
Gotcha.
show.
Finding
It's
somewhere
easy
where
for
they're bucking
people
bulls and
to
is it
better.
the same for bullfighting? You just got to get in there and hone your technique with
Yeah.
live action that's going
Yeah,
on.
so I mean, we also have dummies. Like you'll put like a plastic steer head that you would rope
Yeah.
on. You make a contraption out of a bicycle handlebar
Yeah.
with handles on.
And
No,
that's
it's just
what I'm
practice bull coming,
Yeah.
making rounds,
Yeah.
step
Yeah.
throughs, throwing fades,
Yeah.
Those, okay.
and stuff.
I'm
like
curious, knowing from you, all those other things, drop barrel, bucking machine and stuff, you can learn ways to cheat, and it doesn't help you in your bull riding
Yeah.
career.
Yeah.
Is it the same way with bullfighting stuff? Because I don't think you can hide anything other than
Yeah,
getting
Right, like
a
you said, you
raise.
can find ways to cheat, but when you get on that live beast that has its own
It's
brain
different.
and its own
Yeah.
mind, it ain't
Well,
gonna.
I mean,
how many times we got on
totally.
the bucking machine? You knew whoever was running the control, it's left, right, up,
Up,
down,
down, yeah.
Yeah.
and that's
It-
not
it's like
that's
a-
not real bull.
That
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
has a system. I know what he's gonna do.
There's
He's a
really
bull.
no ways to cheat because I mean you're dealing with a live animal.
That's how
Yeah,
many.
just
How,
like a
how much
live
is the weight?
bull.
Wait, what's a typical bull weigh?
Like I said,
15 to.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go from 12 to 1,800 pounds.
Yeah, and then
You'll
what do
get
you
some
weigh?
that'll push that 200.
175.
I mean that 2,000 pounds.
So you have a
Which I'm kinda
175
heavy.
pounder riding
animal
a, yeah.
10 times your weight.
Well, I'm
I've
heavy
never gotten super
for a bull rider.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, you guys
Yeah.
were asking last night with Venn riding. When I rode bulls, I preferred bigger, stronger bulls. That's what you had last night.
Yeah.
I preferred them over smaller, faster,
Yeah.
agile bulls. Do you have a preference on what you like to get on?
Well, right now I don't like to get on any of them because I ain't riding shit. But but normally though, I don't really care how big he is, and I don't really care as much how fast he is. I just want to know like if he's got a trick, like if like. A lot of guys will ask, the contractor, well, what's he do? Or they'll like try to find a video, or they'll try to look him up or whatever. And really all that should matter is none of that, to be honest.
Right.
But the one thing that I will ask, or two things, is how is he in the box, and does he have a trick?
Yeah.
Like some of them will have a trick,
Yeah,
they'll
one
have
of the-
figured something out, and they just throw everybody off at this one spot.
So the bulls will actually have something that they'll throw, whether it's you think they're doing one thing like going up on their back feet, but they really deke you out and go up a different way or turn or twist.
Well, and bulls will.
And they're
As they're
repetitive.
growing them, where he's talking about the yearlings, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, they will find their own trick where they can exploit you. Like if you got a bull that's not that great in the box, and you don't have a guy that can handle his business in there, they're like, oh, if I do this 3 or 4 times, this guy's going to give up. They're probably going to give. They don't know they're giving a reride because I don't have to do
But those
that.
are some smart animals too.
Yeah.
They are way smarter than people
Yeah,
give them.
and
credit.
that's what I heard too, and I've seen it. I mean,
crazy.
well, and another thing too, on your point, Vin, is, is it something like the football world where they're looking at defenses or offenses? Is that something like people just watch a lot of film, or is it better for you to say, I'm not watching film, I just want to ride, I feel comfortable, I don't want to know that he's going to come out of the chute and turn right? Because I've been watching like all the JB Mooney and all those guys. He's like, I love this bull because he's turns on my hand and all that or whatever. Is that something that you?
I mean, you can Wes was saying, like, they're a preference, like the way they buck,
Right.
Like
They have a lead.
like body
Most bulls
yeah.
have a lead.
Okay, gotcha.
And so our body mechanics,
okay.
like a taller guy is going to want the body mechanics that are going to work better with a different type of bull, usually with the style of riding that he does now. So if guys can figure that out, then they're like, oh, well, I like this kind of bull. And then some guys, it doesn't matter. They can ride everything, and then some guys, can't ride this type but can ride that type, whatever.
It's a catch-22. Like even when I rode bulls, I wanted to know what they were going to do.
Yeah.
It also sets you up for failure
Right.
because you set a trap in
Yep.
your brain.
That's
Oh,
what
and
I'm
there's
saying.
guys
one
that-
jump around to the left. You're ready for that. And
But
when
the
he
shoot
goes to the
trap,
right,
yeah.
And
Well,
there's
and
guys that don't-
subconsciously,
yeah.
if you hear that
Yeah.
or you see it, even
Yeah.
if you see it or hear it, subconsciously you're gonna expect that to happen.
Right.
And so if you don't know what he's gonna do, and you can keep people from telling you, and you can keep yourself from looking him up and all that stuff, then generally you're gonna have a better opportunity to win
Yeah.
on and make a qualified
Yeah.
ride.
and the difference in the competition world of bulls, team events, they want you to ride the bull. The longer you ride the bull, that adds into their score. But back in the old days, I mean, I can remember asking guys at pro rodeos, "Hey, what's this bull?" "Oh, he's that high-headed muley with the big horns back there," just to screw with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's gonna kill you. He's gonna be out there like. So then it becomes the point where I just want to know what he looks like, so I can go find him. So when they run him in, I know what bull I
Right.
got.
Right.
But now times are changing where got the stock contractors with their bulls are competing for money,
Yeah.
and the better you ride on your bull, the better it helps them.
Okay.
So they're wanting to give you the tools.
Well, that's
to
another
make
thing.
it
True. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing that
Not
I
trying
wonder.
to
So,
throw
like,
you off.
we were talking to, is it Chad Burke? What's his name? Chad.
Yeah.
What is, so, on those guys that own those bulls or whatever, do they want somebody to ride them, or is it kind of like they don't want somebody to ride?
I've
like,
seen it just depends.
Depends on the
You
event.
might have a bull that's running for Buck and Bull of the Year, so you want him to have the highest
Oh,
mark
I gotcha.
score,
Oh, gotcha.
bull side.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's ones that they want the riders to ride. They want
Right.
the highest score on their bull.
Okay, gotcha.
There's
But
a
I
lot of
think
times
that's
they don't want
changed.
their
Do you
bull.
remember like 15 years ago? I would say it probably changed 10 years ago. A lot of those old contractors, they didn't want you to ride their bull. They wanted to throw you off.
Yeah, yeah.
They
for
want
sure.
to go back to their buddies
Yeah.
and whatever.
Yeah,
You'd be
yeah.
like, yeah, I threw him
And
off.
that's what I
He's,
thought it was until you told me
unridden.
different.
And
So some people
it's changed with everything
want
else. The
that.
world's changed. They're like, guys would rather you be 90 points on their bull than buck off.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, and is there something too, like what we're talking about? Ethan and I was talking about this. Is you know, for like a JB Mooney and stuff, where he's talking about he wants the baddest bull for the
Every
highest
time,
thing. Is that
yeah.
something that
High
a lot
risk,
of bull
high
riders go after? Or is that like, well, I need the 80
I
points?
think that's few and far between.
Is it?
I think it all depends on the rider. Really.
Does it? Okay. And I didn't know what happened.
I mean, they want to play the aggregate. I want to ride all my.
You're
bulls.
not competing. Like at one time, I was traveling with 7 different guys in a van, and you want everybody in the van to win money. But if I'm being honest with you, you're not competing against your buddy.
Yeah.
You're competing against
The
the
animal.
Yeah.
And there would be times, even my guys, where I'm like, oh, hell yeah, they booked off. That's more money in the pocket.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that to
Well,
them.
yeah,
Right,
for
but yeah, in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
when
But
you
I
said-
would never be a dick if they,
Well,
they
yeah.
rode. I'm like, hey, man, that
Congrats.
was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Good for you, but
But if not, you're like, hell yeah. Well,
But I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know how you are, but
Yeah.
I was the bull rider. I hoped everybody at the event
Oh,
bucked off, and I
I'd
was
said
the
the
only one
same
to ride a
thing.
bull.
Every time I ride, I'm like, well, I hope everybody bucks off or gets DQ'd or something, but nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
as long as they don't get hurt, I would rather win.
So does most
But-
events pay for the top 5 or top 10, top 3? Is
It
it
depends
different?
on how many are entered and how
Yeah.
much money's added.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys were talking about how the bulls have a trick, and you were saying the same thing with bullfighting. So like after when they're running around just fucking shit up, and you're having to slap them or whatever, they have a trick there too, or is there something where you just see all these bulls repetitively and you're like, I know what he's gonna do?
It just depends. Like the events around this area, I see a lot of the bulls, so I kind of know what their kind of game
Yeah.
plan is. But
Yeah.
it's a live animal. They're
Yeah,
unpredictable.
oh, yeah.
They
To
can
me-
change it up.
Yeah, to me it's fucking
Well,
crazy.
you guys saw
that
it
you're
last
the-
night. Did you not
Yeah.
see the bull that jumped over the
Got out of
fence?
the arena.
Jumped over, and I'm like, I'm glad they had a little barrier, because if not,
Yeah.
this bitch would have went right in the stands.
And for your listening crowd, this guy still owes me like $60.
I know, it's 40. We're betting again tonight. It's all legal.
You were betting against Venn, though. Should I tell
Yeah.
him?
No, you weren't involved.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
I'll bet
I had
$1
$100
against
on it.
Well,
So
So
Venn,
$100 bull rider.
Damn it.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty crazy that like the bulls have tricks after they get off, like, and you're fighting them because, like I said, man, I don't know if this is I'm not statistical, but I'd probably say outside of the rodeo world, common people like me that would just go to the rodeo, 99% of us have no fucking clue. So that's the bull even has a trick,
Oh, yeah.
that there's a sweet spot, or that they do stuff after that you're fighting them. And whenever you're fighting them, do you guys have, because I know there's several of you, usually, and do you guys have like a ranking system with bullfighters? Is it like, hey, if at the end of the year, if I do so much on the top bullfighter, I get a bonus, or is it just...
It just depends on the association that you're fighting
Yeah.
with. Like at the end of the finals, usually the bull riders will vote on what guys they want there to fight.
that's awesome.
Well,
The
if you
bull riders
notice,
vote on it.
you were talking about with her and her family. Have you spent enough time around their cows to see that some of them have personalities?
oh yeah, I mean for sure. We've been, and like I said, I haven't been up there a lot, but man, we love it. Like you said, there's certain ones. I mean, I can't remember the number, but this one was freaking crazy. Had a big, was it 66? Yeah, 66.
69.
Crazy ass.
Maybe it needs to be 66.
But it had a big
or
personality,
something.
and then it was,
666.
but it would run into
the devil.
the round pins,
Right.
and
Have you been around them enough to see? This is what I'm talking about. I try to explain to other people. Bulls and cows are intelligent. They've got a familiarity with a certain person.
Yeah.
If they see the same person coming out there every day, like even when Cory comes over to the
Yeah,
house, I've got stuff you can scratch and pet all over, but when a stranger comes over,
Yeah.
they're like, whoa, who's this person?
yeah.
Have you guys got to
No,
experience
I mean
that?
I do a little bit. More her family because they're out there every day. But I've seen it. I've seen it with them, especially when they go out there. I mean, they're really familiar with them. They come up and they just know it. You know what I mean?
There's a bull out at the finals Venn's at this weekend. He's my next door neighbor's bull.
Yeah.
And the other day, we were chopping ice. He was feeding. He goes, "Hey, would you go get 55 and run him in the back?" Not a mean bull,
Yeah.
but he sees David every single day.
I got you.
And I ran out there, and that son of a bitch flipped me over the fence. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "This fucking prick." David, 70 years old, walks out and goes, "Come on, bull,"
Crazy.
because he sees that guy
Yeah.
every single day.
No, that's a
Trust.
good point. I mean, the thing about it too
Trust
is one thing that I want to know is on both sides, and I'll shoot on Venn on this one is what about injuries? Like I know that we see it. We see it where people get stepped on. We see it where all this different stuff. So I've seen a lot from you, but talk about a little bit about the injury part. You know, I mean, the recovery, part. I mean, what's all happened to you since you've been in it?
Well, since I started whenever I was like 25,
Yeah.
it's my injury. I mean, I've got injuries from bull riding,
Yeah.
but I feel like, the gymnastics, martial arts, and all the other stuff that I did before,
Yeah.
like I had injuries there, but then I think that helped me basically have the longevity that I have now in bull riding and not get injured as much because, most guys start when they're like 5, 6 years old and they're, out on a ranch, farm, whatever, and they just got some bulls and some horses and they're just cowboys.
Yeah.
And so they don't really, have any other training. They don't really know how to fall. They don't have air awareness. They don't, so they just kind of learn it on the fly while they're riding a bull,
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got like kind of it's not just old school thinking, but it's just probably still the same as far as like, obviously you don't get paid to dismount well.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Right.
Yeah,
So
sure.
a lot of guys are like, I don't need to know how to dismount. That doesn't matter.
Right.
All I get paid for is the ride.
All the years I rode, I never landed on my feet.
Right.
I hit like a sack of
How
shit.
many times you get land on your feet?
And then I wished I was in
A lot.
what he did. He's
Yeah.
a cat.
Oh, he is a
He's
cat, dude.
Well, he
I
might
saw
get
him do a
thrown 10
goddamn
foot in the
backflip
air.
off that
Yeah,
thing
and
the
he
other
does a moonsault, lands on his feet. And I'm like, fuck me.
No, that's
Somebody would've taught me that.
No,
That's crazy.
listen, I've seen half of his face ripped off. I've seen his bicep down to
Yeah,
his
what's some of
elbow.
your worst injuries?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what?
Really
Like,
just,
what's
I really don't have that many, but it's just my face. Like, the whole, outlaw chases. Chases is a little worse. This is actually really weird, but not just weird, but it's like everybody talks about helmets.
Yeah.
And this is what's going to save us and yada yada. And I
Yeah.
think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But that's another whatever section
But
here.
the helmet, so it throws off the balance, right?
Well,
For
I
some
mean,
people.
It's something you got to get used
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I never rode with one.
Yeah,
I got my
since-
face.
Yeah,
like if I was a kid and I started riding with one, then that'd be one
Well,
thing.
sure.
That
That makes
that's how
sense.
you grow up.
Yeah,
That's
that
what you
makes
know.
sense. Yeah.
That's how you
Nature,
learn.
man.
But like in my instance, like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was getting advice from guys that were had good intentions, but just really didn't know how to teach
Right.
or tell me what to do. And so I got on a bull that was actually not even he was a fucking cream puff. Like any half-ass rider would ride him easily,
Right.
and he jerked me down and knocked my face off basically.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have a helmet on. We didn't even have helmets back then. I
Right.
think we had face masks is all
Right.
we had. And it looked like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
So did he horn you?
Well, yeah, so his horn hit my face
Oh, that's
here
crazy.
and went around my eye, or went up my nose and around my eye. So the socket, the eye socket, the cheek, the nose, there's screws. You can like feel screws in my face and stuff. So, but that, like the first injury that I had though was fucking up in like Illinois. Somebody a guy that I used to work with in the IT world. He was a saddle bronc rider, and he was like, "Oh, you ride bulls? Well, you should go rodeo with me." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" Like I don't even know what rodeo means.
Face got ripped apart.
Yeah,
Bicep.
yeah, tore tendon, bicep, tore ACL, MCL, face,
Jesus.
broke. Had a chip had a bull leg on me, land on me in Mexico, and it hyperextended my knee, and so it tore my PCL, but not completely. So it healed on its own since I already had ACL surgery. You can't have another one. So just Tandy told me that I was going to be riding with a brace forever, and I wore it 3 times, and
Here we are.
yeah, I don't ride anymore. So,
What about you, Wes?
yeah, that's about it.
Let me get
Same
Cory,
face
too.
injury as him. I got a
Oh,
cadaver bone in my arm.
I don't know what that is.
It's a dead person's bone.
Oh shit! Oh yeah.
He's half dead.
I've had.
Is it still strong? Or
So I broke it at the house just practicing. I got on like 7 or 8 bulls, and the neighbor had bought another bull I'd seen. I was like, oh, he's a pup. Well, I got off of him, and when I went to get up off the ground, he kicked over and stepped on me.
oh,
And it was shaped like an L.
clean break.
And nothing hurt. Yep. I was like, oh.
Nothing
And
hurt.
I looked at it and I said, oh shit, guys, I broke it. And they're like, we stepped on you. I was like, nope, it's broke. And
L-shape.
I'm terrified of needles, so I made them set it and everything without any anesthesia.
Ooh.
Damn.
Went to a PBR,
All right.
broke it again. Well, when they went in to look, they said, hey, your bone's dead. It's not wanting to heal. So they're going to put a cadaver bone in it. So I sat in the hospital for 2 days waiting for a donor bone to come in. The guy comes in and he puts a permanent marker X on my hand, and I said, what's that for? He goes, so we know what arm to do surgery on. I said,
You don't know your right from your left?
he scribbles it out and writes a new X. I'm like, oh shit, we're in the wrong place. And I wake up from surgery, and I don't do good with anesthesia. I mean, and I'm looking at my mom, and she goes, "It went okay." And I said, "Well, what happened?" She goes, "Well, the donor bone come from a gay guy." I said, "What does that mean?" She goes, "You're gonna be a limp rest the rest of your life, sweetie." And nothing's clicking in my head. I'm like, "Oh no!" I'm screaming and I'm screaming. She's like, "I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Shut up. The last one I finally had enough of. There wasn't even an accident. Got on a bull over in Arkansas. I'd always wanted to get on. Was riding him. I went to spurn him, and my pelvis ripped apart in the front and the back. So I just pulled my tail, got off, and no accident, nothing. And I'm like, I need help.
Yeah.
And the chute boss goes, "Hey, you're fine." I was like, "No, I'm bad. And the EMTs come out, and they went to roll me on a backboard, and when they flipped me over, my legs just flopped up. And I said, Put me back on my side. Put me back on my side.
Please, God. And that was the last one?
Yep, they put me in the ambulance, and I said, "Hey, man, I got internal bleeding." And he goes, "How do you know?" I said, "I've never felt this before. I've got internal bleeding." He goes, "I don't think we do." He goes, "I'm going to take your pants and your underwear off." Is that fine? And as soon as they did, he goes, "Oh, shit, you're swelling in front of us." I said, "Yeah, I'm bleeding inside."
There's internal bleeding.
Yeah, I was getting.
What'd I say?
I was getting cold like everywhere. I was feeling weak, and they rushed me to the hospital, and we're way over in Arkansas. And he goes, "Dude, I got bad news. The only guy that can do the surgery is in Tulsa, Oklahoma." And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah, that's 45 minutes from my house. Let's go." And he goes, "We're gonna get life flight." And I was like, "Nah, that sounds expensive."
I do life flight.
Out of my budget.
I don't have internal bleeding.
Out of my budget. It's a slow leak.
It's gonna be about the same for an ambulance. And I was like, "Hey man, I got a guy with me. I got a Cadillac. He's driving." I said, "Can I not ride in my Cadillac to the hospital?" He goes, "That is a terrible idea." And I said, No. I said, it's a fast Cadillac. So they load me in this Cadillac, and my buddy that was driving, I realized you can't see him driving.
It wasn't me.
We get 30 minutes down the road, and he's driving 45. I said, "Hey, dude, I got internal bleeding.
Hurry the fuck up.
Let's go." And he goes, "I can't see at night." And I said, "Fuck." I said, "What?" And he goes, "Can you drive?" And I was like, "Man, I don't
know. Probably not a good idea, but this wasn't a good idea anyway.
Literally, we pulled over. It was a 5-hour drive. He pulled over, helped me get from the passenger seat to the driver's seat because he couldn't see. You're kidding. And once we got on the turnpike, I hit 100 and I just set it.
You pulled your leg over the gas.
I couldn't. I had no function in the middle.
No shit.
What about you, Cory? Yeah, you got any more?
That was the only kicker to it. When I come out of surgery, the guy goes, "Hey, anytime a woman tells you that you don't know what it's like to have a child, you tell her she's full of shit." So what do you mean? He goes, "We did a C-section on you." So I got a C-section scar.
Oh, really?
I think the guy that was supposed to be driving was one that did surgery, is no seeing son of a bitch. My scar goes from up here to down here. And how hard is it to cut a straight line?
Golly. That's fucking crazy.
Oh,
right
It's a good thing they cut the right thing that time.
You're gonna match your bone up there. You ain't got no difference.
What about you, Cory? What you got?
Let's see. I took a horn right here, then went inside my cheek, working a hang up. Been hitting the chin and bit through my lip. I've been kicked right here and knocked out.
I've taken over this podcast,
I
but
love it.
one of his best injuries.
Are you
I was
telling me I
there.
broke my leg?
Yeah.
I love it.
Again, before he
Listen,
was
you ain't
married.
taking no shit. I love
We
it
were
all.
talking about practice pins. That's where you hone your craft.
Yeah.
We're in Broken Arrow, and he fought all these badass mean bulls. And I don't understand as a bullfighter, when you got a muley, you as a bull rider, you never wanted to get a muley because they're usually mean. They'll mash you and all this. And this guy went to get away from this bull and went to jump up on the chutes, and I'm sitting there, and his leg just snaps.
Oh, the only muley in the whole pen in my famous last words. It's like,
Broke
this
his
is the
femur,
one.
everything just.
Was that your last one?
No. It broke my tibia and fibula.
God,
in half.
that's
You
what's
said that right before.
That's what's crazy, dude. They
The
just
guy,
broke
the
everything
guy,
and he's
when
guarded
the
back.
guy got off, he hung a spur in his handhold, so he's hanging on the side, so we were making rounds. I was the only bullfighter. He finally fell off, stepped to the gap, and that bull was... See, when you're fighting bulls, you want to try to drive to the shoulder to make a round.
Yeah.
That bull was in it right lead, so he kept on pushing me out wider and wider, so he's getting a better angle on me. So when I cut back, the guy that was open the out gate opened it in front of me. So I had to cut back the other way, and I did. He lined me out, and he hit me in the ass. When he did, he threw me into the chute, and my foot
he did.
the
That's it.
slab.
Oh,
The bucket chute
shit.
snapped it, and I didn't know. I just grabbed hold of the chute, and he smashed me.
It
And I
was
got
so
up,
Oh,
and my
oh.
foot was turned completely backwards.
God.
I was done. I was about 10 twisted teeth. So when it happened, I said,
I was laying on the ground.
It's pretty wild.
I knew it.
I was
Hey,
laying on the
another
ground.
one. Shout out to Twisty T. Come on, baby. Come on.
I was laying on the ground, crappie flopping, you know.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh, well, why wouldn't you?
I wanted to get up and walk it off, and I can't. And we
You're going forwards and backwards at the same
It
time.
was cold.
And the feet's going the
Literally,
wrong
It was
way.
cold. He had hot
you just
chocolate and banana nut bread in his
Back
hand.
up. The lady, the guy whose house it was at, his wife's a saint. When this is all going on, she brought cinnamon rolls, cookies, hot chocolate. It was cold.
Banana nut bread.
And we were still yet we're not friends. It was
Yeah, yeah.
fresh on us, and
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally putting cardboard around his leg with duct tape to try to isolate him to the hospital.
Oh, my God.
And me being the
Cowboy
guy
brace.
I am, this fucking hot chocolate and banana nut bread is amazing. And he's laying on the ground. I said, "You gotta try this banana nut bread." And I'm trying to stick it in his mouth, and he's going, "Get the fuck away from me!"
So you
Yeah,
broke your leg.
Arson's like, don't eat it. You're going to have to go into surgery. I said, what?
Surgery?
We're going to call an ambulance. No, get me in the truck.
Get
and I
me-
swear
that's
they
some
hit,
cowboy
they
shit.
hit
Get me in the
every
car.
freaking
Yep, I'll
pothole
take it.
on the side road from
Oh,
Broken
shit.
Arrow to Tulsa.
So you miss that, like for a bull riding, rodeo, anything. You have to have a paramedic crew there.
Yeah.
And but when you do your practice spins, you do what you got
Do
to
what
do.
you got to do, yeah.
And I didn't even know you could use cardboard and duct tape.
Thank God the neighbor is an EMT and he is off duty.
Oh,
They
shit.
called him. So he
That's
brought,
awesome.
brought in like a cardboard box, cut it up, and duct taped my leg,
shit.
shoved me in the back of the truck, and we went to
dude.
the hospital.
That's
And
awesome.
they're
I
both
like-
like brothers, me now.
Yeah.
We weren't that level then, and because we all rode in the same truck. And they got him laid down in the back seat where I was sitting. And he goes, "You gonna get in?" And I said, "I think I'll ride." I think I'll call somebody to come pick me up. I was like, "Are you guys dropping him off at the hospital and then heading back north?" And they go, "No, I'll stay with him." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try to ride."
That's all.
I'm
Well,
laying in that
that's
hospital
crazy.
room, and my leg wasn't hurting. I'm still running off adrenaline. And
Oh, sure.
The nurse come in there, she needing meds, and I'm like, nah. They're like, you're acting tough as soon as you walk. As soon as you walked out that door, that thing circled.
Oh, dude.
They came in with 3 guys, gave me a shot, and they hold me down to set this son up.
Ooh.
And now I felt those bones just.
That's crazy.
And I look up, and my whole leg's over here. And
Oh.
what happened was when I broke it, my foot was probably about that much shorter, than my
Yeah.
other foot. So they're having to pull my leg out, and it was down to they put me in
Damn.
a wrap splint,
Yeah.
sitting at home for a week to come back
What the hell?
to see if we need to put it in the cast or surgery,
Right.
wait for the swelling to go down. Well, they put me under for surgery, and he said that they lacked a
That
quarter of
cardboard
an inch.
duct tape probably didn't work.
Yeah, I was
They lacked less than a quarter of an inch to put me in the cast. So I had to go in and put a rod.
Damn. That's crazy. Well,
And then-
that's nuts.
That's
dude.
and that, yeah, I know there's stories for days on those because that shit. I mean, I feel like every bull riding you're coming home with something.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
No, this is it's been awesome, and
Yeah.
we're going to
I was saying,
continue
I know
to.
we're pushing.
We're
we
gonna
got
do.
PBR
We're gonna
tonight,
bring
so-
it. We're bringing. Obviously, we'll run this back, but let's finish with. So what's like next, Venn? What's like? What I know, not just because your age. I mean, because you're built like a 12-year-old. But the thing, what I want to know what's next.
You ride tonight, huh?
Well, yeah, I'm riding tonight.
But I mean, yeah, right tonight,
but,
and
Yeah, I'm not gonna pursue the PBRs this year because my kind of I don't really make a lot of goals per se anymore with bull riding. It's just I've been doing it long enough. I love riding still,
Right,
and I mean I would like to go to events that have good bulls and that I like to ride. Not stuff that's I want to try my ass off every time, but
Sure.
you want to get on good bulls. So my final kind of goal is to be 50 and to qualify for the Velocity Finals at least.
That'd be awesome.
Well, this guy, my birthday falls 2 weeks after the Velocity Finals this season. So I don't really have the desire to try to to go and spend all the money and get to all the velocities this season. So I'm gonna skip those this year, and I'm gonna go to the Bulls Bands and Barrels tour.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And
Are you gonna run barrels?
I might if I have to. Might make more money. I teach barrel racers
When is
mental
that
toughness and stuff, but it's in. I think my first one's in February, and you know they're gonna use me for some
Yeah,
PR stuff, so
sure.
I'll do those. I've got some stunt projects coming up. That's actually a bull riding movie.
Oh, that's cool. Well, and also I seen you like you're helping with the school stuff, with the bull riding stuff, and then also, I mean, you won the velocity, or you won a what was the
I won
thing
a
that you-
velocity tour event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oldest
that
one.
was super cool whenever you rode
Oldest
it.
fucking guy.
So, I mean, listen, I seen the backflip, I seen all that stuff, man. I mean, we're super pumped, man, and we're excited. And thanks for showing. we'll run it back.
Just have your
on-
50th or what?
No,
No,
well,
not
so the final goal is just to like, I'm gonna wait until 2025. It's kind of weird. I'm not a numbers guy, like I said, but it's 2025. I was 25 years old when I got on my first bull, and I'll be 50 next season.
That's freaking awesome.
So that's what I'm gonna try to do.
That's awesome.
Just to be a,
25-year-olds.
and I like 25-year-olds. I
That might be a little old.
mean, quarter of a century.
At the rodeo?
No, not tonight. No.
Not tonight?
Yeah. So what's next for you
Can-
guys?
Well,
Do I need to put my glasses
Are
back
you
on?
getting close to closing this out?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
gotta
Can
close it
I
out.
make one request? Because
Do whatever you want.
your co-announcer owes me money.
That's it.
He's stuck on
You
the
gonna
money.
be at PBR tonight?
Yeah, no, hold on. I'm gonna give you a chance to just call it even.
No,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
When you close this out, you did a toast earlier today that I loved.
That was a great toast.
I want you to close this out with a toast, and we're even.
Well, I don't have a beer. They're all gone.
Well,
You can have some of
Everybody
mine.
gonna have a beer.
I just need you to say the words.
I still got some of mine.
there you go.
All right.
The words you
All right,
said
got another
were so.
All right.
They spoke
Well,
to
I
me.
got one.
Inspirational.
It's an inspirational quote.
Yeah. Well, listen. Hey, cool. What's? I know you're judging and stuff. So what's the next for you?
Me and Wes got the BRI finals next week in Muskogee. Other than that, we're just doing bull ridings and ABBIs and bull competitions. And
I'll say ours is different than riding or fighting.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
get hired, make money.
Yeah, but I love the fact that you're doing that because that's behind the scenes.
Yeah, and
You
I'm
know what I'm
gonna
saying?
know, I'm gonna know when you're judging
Yeah.
next so I can cuss at you assholes.
Hey,
Get my glasses.
you guys- we got a bull riding finals next weekend. It's about hour from here,
Really?
and it is a good time. If you
Where's it
go.
at?
Muskogee.
Muskogee.
Muskogee,
Yeah,
Muskogee
that's
Civic
hard.
Center.
Civic Center.
And we got some stuff that we take to interview. I mean, people there too as well. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
was
what's
that?
gonna be
So is
awesome.
that next Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
We'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but the bull ride's Friday, Saturday.
Cool.
And then
It'd
you're
be a
riding.
good time if you guys want to.
No, I'd love to go.
Yeah.
I love going. I love going.
probably go Friday.
And you're riding tonight. What time? What time's that rodeo start tonight? Where's it at?
It's at the fairgrounds, and Tulsa Fairgrounds at the Super Duty building.
Nice.
And it starts at 7, but it's a full rodeo, so bull riding won't
That's
be
right
till
by the
about
horse track, right?
9 o'clock.
The horse track down over there.
You got to split out here to that. We got to split down.
Hey.
Are you going to do the toast that I like?
Here's
Or
Yes.
is this a new one?
No, here it is.
It depends. I got a couple, but I'll do the one.
And I like the one you did earlier.
I wasn't here, so I
Well,
didn't hear
here's
it.
the orgasms. The great ones, oh yeah, oh yeah. The holy ones, oh God. And the fake ones, oh Venn, oh Venn.
Yeah.
Cheers, boys. Thanks for coming on.
Love you, boy. Appreciate y'all.
I had no idea what this was going to be, but I was like, this motherfucker got something up his sleeve.
When he did it, oh mo, I just
Yeah. And then this is what he said. He was like.